on the subject of once more with filling the fan fiction. So this was a fan fiction, romance, slight romance, very, very, very slight romance. I'd say more slice of life romance, more slice of life than romance between Octavia and Rarity, and it really feels like it should have been continued. I don't know if this is a one shot that somebody just wrote and they were like, "This is good," or if it's if I am seeing it as a one shot, but it's not. So what happens is Octavia is sent to get clothes made for her group, uh, sent to Carousel Boutique, and she hires Rarity, and then Sweetie Belle comes in, and Sweetie Belle asks if she could get lessons from Octavia, and Octavia is like, sure. And there's a slight weird scene where Rarity kind of feels like she and Twilight, something happened between them. So then what happens is Octavia is teaching Sweetie Belle how to play the violin, and her and Rarity's relationship is developing somewhat. And Rarity makes another strange comment where she's like, when I'm measuring, I like to feel the coats with my measuring tape, and it's kind of like a flirtatious way that she says it to Octavia. And Pinky ends up throwing a party for Octavia, and what ends up happening is Octavia talks to Twilight at the party, and Twilight kind of asks in a slightly like, that's my mare type. She asks what the relationship between Octavia and Rarity is, and Octavia's like, oh, we're just friends, and Twilight kind of calms down. So it really seems to be implying that there's something going on between, or had been going on between between Twilight and Rarity. And what ends up happening is, I guess, Pinky is always spiking her drinks and fan stuff because fan creators really like having drunk moments with their stories. So Octavia is kind of drunk, and Rarity takes her back to Carousel Boutique, and there's a real cute moment where Rarity's like, my bedroom is back there, and Octavia is like, what? No, I and it's like, no, she was just saying because she was going to let her sleep in her room and Rarity was going to sleep in the guest room. And Octavia, like, she puts her into bed and Rarity kisses her forehead. And as she's leaving, Octavia's like, Rarity, I really like you. And Rarity, like, goes to close the door and leave, and before she leaves, she's like, I really like you too, Octavia. And it has a really sweet ending, and it's really cute. And I don't know if there was a continuation or there was supposed to be more or anything. It was nice as just a little story too, but I am interested enough to read another few chapters, or even maybe like 10, 15 chapters. It was written very well. It was funny. There were funny parts. There's a part where Octavia and Rarity are in the boutique, and Octavia pulls out her cello, and it's kind of suggestive dialogue. I think Octavia is like, do you want to touch it? And then she's like, I ask that you only be gentle. And she's talking about her cello, obviously. And Rainbow Dash is like laughing outside because that sounds very suggestive. Octavia has always been a really good fan character. Not so much in the canon because she doesn't get enough development, but I really like her. I really like the Scratch Octavia relationship, but Octavia is just such a fun fan and character that I wouldn't mind seeing her go with like a bunch of different directions. Like this one was completely likable. I'd even be interested in seeing a Twilight Octavia relationship story. But this story was really well written. The sound effects were good. The interactions were good. The characters themselves, other than Octavia, because like I said, she's mostly feminine. Sweetie Belle, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and Twilight, who were all of the characters from the show majority, they were all written very well. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think if the ending were a bit stronger, I might have put it over the Everash project, but Everash just hit me so hard that I think Everash still has to be third, and this one would be right below it at fourth. But I would give this one. I give this one 4 stars out of 5 stars as well. It was very enjoyable.